Friends too.
So what's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of BleachBANGS Music.
We're here with Frankie from Daisy Chain. Let's get into this. Frankie, we've met. I know that you know me. I'm John. I'm in Topeka, Kansas.
Yeah.
So I'm Randy. I'm in Oklahoma City.
You're in OKC?
Yeah. The quiet one over.
I'm also in.
Okay.
I'm also in OKC.
I didn't know if he was going to talk.
Yeah,
not feeling too good.
I'm losing my voice, so I'll speak up here and there, but I'm mostly going to be the tech side.
Thank you for your work, Ashton.
Appreciate it.
I'm here in Chicago, Illinois right now. But yeah, it's interesting. Like, you guys are both in OKC. I've actually never had luck with getting in touch with venues there.
You know, it used to be a really good place for musicians, and it was booming. And then all of a sudden, the community just like self-imploded or something, and we couldn't get people out to the venues, so the venues started shutting down, and it's just been kind of a mess. We do have one promoter that's he's jumped from one bar to the other to another, and he's like, I want to keep bringing music to OKC, but you motherfuckers got to show up, you know. Come on. I mean, and it's crazy, but he's revitalized himself, and he's found a new venue, which houses quite a few folks, and so he's going to start bringing in some national acts and things like that, and of course bring in openers. So hopefully we're going to get back on the map, but it's been pretty desolate here lately, so that's probably why you haven't had a whole heck of a lot of luck.
I mean, we've done Tulsa pretty much any time we've gone south and west, kind of recent, and it's not been too hard to get in to venues there. But I mean, I guess the game of owning a venue and operating a venue and booking a venue is really a challenge anywhere. There's maybe if you work at a Live Nation venue where they have all the corporate backing, it's a little easier in certain ways, but I mean, independent venue owners or bookers, like, I don't think I've ever had anyone say that they're, say how easy their job is.
Yeah.
More often it's, this is my first week off in 5 years type of deal. Or I have 50,000 emails in my, unread emails in my Gmail.
Exactly. And missing every fucking deadline there possibly could be. It's like, ooh, sorry. Yeah, this is. But yeah, they definitely stay busy.
Yeah.
Well, Frankie, let's get into some Daisy Chain info.
Yeah.
I want to start off, maybe if you want to give us a little bit of history of the band, like how it got started and everything. And did they exist before you?
So Daisy Chain has been around since the fall of 2017. Our first show was in November of 2017, and I've had this band with my two bandmates, Nicole, bass player, singer, and Sophie, guitar player, singer. The entire time, I think they had gotten together and worked on some tunes, but then when me and our initial drummer were brought into the picture, that's when we actually started playing shows. We came up with the band name. We started demoing recordings, et cetera, et cetera. So the first show was November 2017, and since then we've been, barring the when the world changed,
Right.
like we've pretty much stayed very active since then, and we had started to get into touring in 2019, and we were starting to ramp it up right before COVID hit. And since it was logistically feasible to tour, which was about September of 2021, we've been at it very hard and consistently.
I have to attest that I agree to that because I do follow all your stuff, and I have been for years. Even before this band, I was obviously following you in your previous band as well.
Yeah.
So how was the transition for you coming from what you were playing to what you're playing now? Was it like a welcome change? Is this the direction you were headed, or was it a challenge to change gears?
I mean, I'd say it's kind of both the styles of my prior bands, like Hessler or Fell in Love or any others. That and Daisy Chain. That is all part of me. It's not like something I wasn't into at one point or another. But I mean, I guess. Are you familiar with the Marty Friedman interview in the Behind the Music of Megadeth, where he talks about him leaving Megadeth, and he said, like, I like to paint in different colors. It's something I'm paraphrasing a bit, but like that's definitely the case. And so it's I like to be involved in different things. I like to explore new things, and a lot of times, like, if it's the people who I'm with that inspire me to challenge myself and to touch on things that maybe I hadn't touched on before. And so that's it wasn't that hard. There's definitely certain things that whether it was because I joined Daisy Chain or whether it's just me maturing as a musician, because like especially like when I was in Hessler, I joined that band when I was 18 or 19 years old. So the way you play as a musician when you're 18 or 19 versus how you are when you're 25 or how you are in your 30s is different. You just learn how to what to play, what not to play, how to just get better at writing, better at playing. And are you familiar with a guitar player joke? What's the hardest thing for a guitar player to play? Nothing.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So whether it's as a result of being in Daisy Chain, I definitely grew and explored other parts of myself as a guitar player and as a musician and as a songwriter, or whether it would have happened with another band or project. That's not exactly something that can be fully determined. But I get to I got to express things when I was in Hessler that have always been in me and like that I love. I got to accomplish a lot of very early goals of my own, and so then that I'll always appreciate. But I get to do other things that I want with Daisy Chain or with other bands I've been in, Atomic Love, or other people that I've filled in with, and if I'm doing a new project, if I'm doing a new band, in my opinion, I don't want it to be like my prior band. I see bands that exist purely because someone who's already in a band had songs of theirs that were rejected or didn't make the cut to their records, and they're like, well, these songs are going to exist, so they start a new band that's basically the same style. Sometimes it's half the same band as their regular band, but they're just like fuck you, these songs are going to exist, and I don't really see much of a point to that.
Well, I want to. I think while we're in this mode, I want to give everybody a little bit of a taste of the Daisy Chain sound and vibe. It's so chill, you guys. Um, like relax, roll one up, hit it a couple times, and just chill right now.
Yeah.
For real, get this groove going, Ashton. This one is called "On Your Own 2 Feet." Guys, there's a little bit of a taste. Go out there, watch the whole video, check it out, and check out the other stuff. And that on. I lost my spot. Is that on your Different Shades EP, or is that a new one that's not on that EP?
That's a standalone single that we recorded. We recorded that. There's another song we're gonna put out before the end of the year that we did at a studio in Nashville called Bomb Shelter, and it was definitely one of like the best recording sessions I've been a part of. But we do have 2 prior EPs. One that came out in 2021, and the other we put out in 2020 or 2022. Excuse me, is the second one. But yeah, that's a standalone single. We're presently, working on a lot of new music. We're looking to do a full-length record some point early next year, and basically each tour we've been like, working up a couple new ones before the tour, and then putting them in the set list or the set lists to wear them in a little bit, and then when we get back from tour we demo them, and we're just gonna have a nice like wide selection of tunes to make something that's gonna stand the test of time, hopefully.
And I love your little segue that you just gave me. Speaking of tours, you guys are about to go out on the road in about 2 weeks now?
Yeah, 2 weeks and some change. We've got we're doing dates between September 21st and Halloween throughout the Midwest and the East Coast and the South. The closest we're getting to you, John, we're playing in KC the 24th, Sunday the 24th of September at the Minibar. I haven't played in KC in any band in a number of years, so I'm excited to go back and check things out.
I mean, it has been a long time since I saw you guys in KC with Hessler. That's been a lot of years ago.
Yeah.
And I think the last place I saw you guys play doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, neither of the places we played. The Sweet Shop in Blue Springs or the Roxy in Overland Park.
Right. I couldn't remember the name of that one, but I was like, I went there a few times.
I probably wish I could forget that place if
the joy of the Roxy for me at this point is I have a dear friend that lives about 3 minutes away from where that was sitting. There's a new place in Kansas City too called Vivo Live Events, and luckily that one's about 7 minutes away from his house, so I can still get the hookup to a close place to crash if I ever need it.
Hey, speaking of that, my wife did write down a really cool place that she was listening to some of your guys' music and was like, hey, they would fit in really good at Beer City Music Hall. Yeah, Beer City Music Hall. And it's a pretty cool venue. And so we do have that going.
Cool. I'll definitely give it a look.
Yeah, so there's definitely a name, but I don't know the promoter there. So she's been there on a couple of occasions and it said it's a really cool place.
No, for sure. I'll definitely investigate.
If you come down this far.
No, we made it down to we as of now gone down to Texas twice a year, and we've always done Tulsa. We'll do dates in Texas. I think we haven't announced this leg of touring yet, but December we're actually gonna make our way a bit further west to Colorado and New Mexico and stuff.
Oh, sweet.
In line to head out to the West Coast sometime next year, but we'll definitely be down that way.
Really cool. Yeah. Check them out. Beer City Music Hall. That's one that you can probably get in, and it seems to fit you guys. really
Definitely.
well. So,
So much
how do you guys go about writing your music? Do you have a certain kind of recipe that you follow? Because it sounds like you guys are starting to put out a lot of music.
I mean, I don't know about like recipe. I mean, some usually it's like one or two people will have sort of a basic set of parts. And then we get together and we arrange them or we change them or someone else will bring in a necessary other part. And then
Hmm.
after we've got that, and Soph and Nicole have their lyrics, I don't got no place telling the singer what to sing. That's always kind of been my my take on things.
Right.
But once we have that, then we go out, we play it, and we you know actually feel it kind of in reality because when you're rehearsing stuff, things can seem good or things can seem fine, and then when you play it live, it'll be like, oh wow, that part actually dragged on a bit too long, or you realize like you wrote a part a certain way that doesn't hit the way that you thought it did, and so then we'll
Right.
sometimes on the road we'll make quick adjustments, and then we'll go home and then demo them out, and yeah, I mean, we've that's kind of been the process. I'd say, sometimes stuff will start with lyrics and then music is written around that, and sometimes it's the other way around. But I think we're, as of now, like kind of, you know, I guess sort of going with whatever the process, whatever process takes hold in the moment, I guess. We're kind of like we're trying to have a ton of music to go make a record, which that's obviously its own undertaking, and
Right.
you know having just sort of an anything an all of the above kind of approach to like writing music.
Awesome. How do you go about choosing what goes on the set list? You made mention that uh, it basically kind of changes up. Does it change up depending on where you're at and what location you're at?
So actually, like the last tour we actually did this, and we all really liked it. Like in the past, there we might have done just sort of one main set list per tour, and
Mm-hmm.
of course everyone has their favorites, or and people will be like, oh well, we didn't get to play this song, we didn't get to play that song. But this last tour, what we did actually was we had an A, B, and a C set list. So we basically like would just change it up in that order, and that way you there's maybe one or two songs that get played every night, but
Well, absolutely.
but that way it's like we cover all the ground with our existing music, and then we get to test out brand new music, and then also music that we haven't recorded yet but we're still still working on, and that way it keeps us it keeps us engaged. I think it keeps the audience engaged, and we don't ever get like sort of rusty on any songs, or we don't get burnt out playing certain songs, because that definitely can happen, and I think that's a little bit of a pet peeve. I mean, for me, I mean, like seeing some of these big artists who like for the last 10 years of their career have been playing the same exact set. I'm like, are you not bored of that or something, or are you just these are the songs people want to hear, and so we'll just give it to them, or are you just trying to put in the minimal effort?
Squeeze the
It's
last dime out of it. Man, I love that on so many different levels because sometimes the the same fans that saw you one night go to see you the
Yeah,
next night, and here you are putting on the exact same show. I've been in that situation, and it's like, yeah, this this kind of sucks. Like, I know what's coming next. The
yeah,
element of surprise at a live show is part of the fun, and I really dig that.
yeah,
And like you said, pulling out some of those older ones, you don't get rusty,
yeah.
So yeah, I love it. I love that on so many levels.
And we also, I mean, on tour, every so often, I'd say once out of every like 10 shows, we'll do a 2.5, 3 hour mix or multiple set night. And so we do have
Hmm.
like like maybe 2 hours of cover songs as well, and so we'll do once out of every like 8 or 10 shows, and we can fill out the night, and yeah, so we get to do all that, and we can pick a pretty wide array of songs to do. Like we'll do anything from Velvet Underground to the White Stripes to Nirvana to Fleetwood Mac to like Pink too, like so we can rotate a few new ones in every other tour, and that keeps things fun, and it's keeps you a better musician.
Yeah.
It's interesting when some musicians will like sort of flagrantly kind of say, "Oh, I only do originals. I don't do cover band stuff." And I'm like,
Yeah.
every one of your favorite bands probably had their start as like a cover band. Like if the Beatles were willing to do 3 sets a night every night for 4 years, you're not above it either.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's actually that's something that is also a more recent thing to this band, but it definitely helps you out on tour, and it makes you a better musician.
With those long sets, if you have those day after day after day, it's kind of like you're gonna rock and roll all night and party every day. Randy missed my Kiss reference just now because he walked away, but it's there.
Yeah.
He probably saw it coming, really.
Well, I don't get why it has to happen every
No
week.
Kiss reference, no show.
That's right. That's absolutely true.
I hate it.
Randy, you walked away during my Kiss reference, and I just was upset.
Well, it didn't happen then.
Well,
I want to talk to you a bit about the stuff in your background too, Frankie.
sure.
And we were talking about this a little bit before the show, you guys. And he's got posters they say he's had since he was like 12. I understand because I'm the same way. I have stuff from that age as well. With all of those influences that you had in your more rock and roll side,
Yeah.
what kind of influences do you have now that you're listening to influence your music direction currently?
Oh my God, there's a lot, man. I mean, all of like the hard rock stuff and old school metal stuff I still listen to, but I love one of my favorite albums ever is Black Rebel Motorcycle Club self-titled album, and that's like of the two albums in the 2000s, that's one of my favorites. And I'd say like amongst recent albums, like I love the Khruangbin Leon Bridges collaborations, like that. Those are just fantastic. I think like most recent, like this week, I was just listening to Tash Sultana, and they have some really like cool sort of like synthy sort of dance music, but it still has room for some like cool guitar playing in it.
Right.
One of my my favorite my guitar of choice today is a D'Angelico Deluxe SS, a great company out of New York, and the guitar player Marcus Malcato, who plays for Anderson .Paak, like in his band, is really awesome, and it's really awesome to me that he can back one of the best hip hop singers out there, but he also has a project called 13, which is like if you took Black Sabbath riffs but with rapping on it, which is really awesome. And then he has his more
nice
old kind of stuff, I really love and respect and appreciate, in the same way, like you're not in the same way, in a completely different way. You can love and respect Motorhead or AC/DC for this is what they do, and they just stick to that. There's also something to be said for someone who is so versatile. Nuno Bettencourt from Extreme. It is absolutely astounding that he can be the same guy, can make Play With Me, can make More Than Words and Wholehearted, and then play guitar for Rihanna. Like, that's not something every musician, even every professional musician, can do. And I'd say, like, I'm thinking a little bit. All Them Witches, really awesome, kind of like slightly doomish, stonerish blues psych band from Nashville. Another artist that I personally took a lot of influence for like some of my guitar tones and like I guess synthesis between like the guitar, the lead guitar, and the rhythm guitar. If you've ever heard of Marissa Nadler and this out. She's an awesome like doom folk singer, and she did a collaboration album with this guitar player Stefan Brodsky. They did an incredible cover of GNR Estranged. It is like the best GNR cover I've ever heard, and one of the best covers I've ever heard. It's so amazingly haunting. It totally keeps true to the like some of the feelings of the song, but takes it in a very different direction. It's like all like acoustic guitar with like some very fuzzy like lead guitar playing that very much captures Slash's playing on that song. Stays true to what it needs to stay true to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean that's just some people, but even with a band like Daisy Chain, I throw a thing or two in there. Like I think there's one song that I kind of like as a turnaround used like the main something close to the main riff from "Have a Drink on Me" by AC/DC, but it's using a bit of different guitar tone, so you wouldn't necessarily associate that,
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of like with our different we have the music that we all come together in. Like we all love like the Velvet Underground, or we love like Led Zeppelin or Alice in Chains and stuff, but our tastes do like rub off on each other a bit. Like I got Nicole into Pantera, she got me into Megan Thee Stallion, that kind of thing, and it's good. And having people with diverse musical tastes, it both keeps things fresh for everyone in the band, but then it also like brings people bringing together new ideas, and that's I think that's that's the sort of band that I want to be a part of. People that are bringing together like the way you get something new is like or that's is its own thing, is bringing things together that people might not already associate with each other. At least that's my opinion.
I want to make sure before we run out of time, I want to get your guys' website in the comment section as well. I know Ashton's probably already got it pulled up to throw it out there. DaisyChainMusic.net.
Yep, that's the website. And all of our other media, Facebook, Instagram, is Daisy Chain Chicago. And you can find the links to all of that through the website.
Sorry about that, guys. I had a small had a small demon dog that was not sitting still. So
oh, the demon dog. If the moon's full, it turns into a werewolf.
I mean, she might.
With your sleep, so you never know.
I had to go contain her so that I could continue talking and not be so distracted.
Mm.
When you were talking about a lot of covers. Did you happen to see the cover? Now I can't remember who was it Carrie Underwood that was touring with Guns N' Roses?
Oh yeah.
Or am I thinking of?
Yeah.
Did she
came
cover
out
the Motorhead one?
What was that?
Yeah, she covered that Motorhead song. Did you see
Oh,
the
yeah.
video?
I saw the blurb. I didn't get to check it out, but I'm sure she does a good job. Like I saw when she and Axl went and did I think it was Sweet Child of Mine or Paradise City, and like they're like she was great. So I'm sure she does it justice. I actually I was a pretty big fan of like the Slash Fergie collaboration. I thought like she's a great singer on like that type of like hard rock. I wouldn't have minded seeing them do a few more songs together.
Yeah, I was personally blown away, and in my head I was like, I would go see her live if she was going to do all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would go see it. I don't want to go see her sing all of her stuff, but
yeah, right.
It is what it is.
I feel like there, interestingly enough, in the country music world, there's a lot more of like a crossover. I feel like certain like country artists that are more like rock or southern rock, almost their music is not that far off from like Lies era GNR. Like certainly the more like acoustic, Used to Love Her, that type of stuff. It's like just maybe a bit more, a bit more slick, but it's the lines are definitely blurred. I think certain artists like, I don't know, Cadillac 3 or what's the guy's name? Sturgill Simpson, or Chris Stapleton. There's definitely like a good
Frankie,
crossover there.
I can't thank you enough. I know we had troubles getting a time locked down with you.
No, appreciate your flexibility.
But we've hit our time, and we've got another guest waiting on the side here. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Stay in touch with me when you guys do that late tour this year. And
absolutely, yeah.
We can get you worked in. I know that this date we tried for just didn't work out because they're fully booked. But
no, of course, that was, we got a date drop, so I'm not holding my breath, I guess.
Shoot me a message when you know what your routing times and stuff are, and
cool.
We will work that out, and I'll get you through here.
Take it easy, gentlemen. Thank you, Randy, Sergeant Sleeves, Ashton.
Thank you so much, Frankie.
Hey,
Later,
take
man.
it easy.
Everybody,
talk to you later.
DaisyChainMusic.net again is the website. Go check those guys out. Especially you want to get in that groovy vibe. That's where you're going to be.
Mm-hmm. Well, they hung up.
I had a feeling.
Our guest, Pistols at Dawn. Here they are. He's back.
Yeah, man, you don't put me on hold that long.
All right. Hey, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I'm good. Is there an echo?
Yes.
Okay. Is there? Do you have headphones or anything?
Yeah, I've got buds. Let me get
Yeah, that might help.
There's no echo on my end, interestingly. See if this helps.
Oh, dude, 1,000 times better. That is perfect. Perfect. This is Adam from Pistols at Dawn. You are the drummer, correct?
Yes. Give me 1 second.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yes. Give me 1 second.
Situated.
Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem.
All right. See if that's working.
Beautiful. It sounds great.
Good
man.
to go.
Good to go.
Okay, super. Yeah, I'm the drummer for Pistols.
Oh, we just lost your audio.
It's doing that. Maybe. Yeah. Let me see. This will help. It's near my internet, so I'm not sure why it's doing that. Any better?
I think so. All we can do is test.
It's weird. I'm getting this
what
kind
all
of
do you-
like fluttering. I'm getting this kind of fluttering.
That is weird.
It doesn't come through. You're getting an echo.
You're still getting an echo.
Yeah.
Or is that
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me. It's the app. I mean, the app. You tell me.
Oh, mercy. Well, it was working really well there for a second with the earbuds.
Give me 1 second.
Hey, well, we're going to swoop this out, Ashton. Maybe we can. No, we probably can't. It'll probably still echo, and that'll be terrible.
We can do a grand tour of the website.
Charge these.
Hey, I can hear you great.
Okay, now we're good.
Okay. Well, we're just taking a look at your website.
Cool.
Great website, by the way.
Thank you. I'm good to go.
All right. So tell us about everything that you've had going on. I mean, it's been huge. You've been out with Fozzy, Ugly Kid Joe, with Mammoth, and Alter Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking huge, man. What a year. What a year.
What a year, and we're only getting started, man.
Right
Only getting started. We so yeah, I mean, we put out Ascension. We went back to back Billboard Top 40, Media Base Top 40, SMR Top 6, Top 12, and then we put out our third single from Ascension, which so many bands don't do these days. They put out 1 or 2 tracks, they do their tour cycle, and then they put out a new album. We're on our third. We may go 4 before it's over with, and hopefully we'll track Top 40 next week. We're in the early 40s right now, and so with Fly, radio edit. So we put that out. We were touring nonstop. Alter Bridge tour was just the sickest thing you could ever imagine. They in Mammoth, 6,000 to 8,000 people a night. The best theaters in the country, iconic venues. It was such a special tour. I don't even know how to put words to it. Every night, it's packed wall to wall. Everyone's totally into it. The three bands had the best time together. Alter Bridge and Mammoth are the nicest guys in the world. Their crews are the nicest guys in the world. We finish that. We come home for literally just a few weeks, go right back on the road and do literally California to Florida, another 25 shows, another 25 cities with Fozzy and Ugly Kid Joe. Again, Ugly Kid Joe, nicest guys in the world. Cruz, nicest guys in the world. Whitfield, Crane, Klaus, the coolest guys you could ever spend time with. Fozzy, Jericho, Rich Ward, the guys in the band, Bobby. I mean, just the nicest guys in the world. We just had the best time. And it was really cool because from playing those two tours, we really held our own day one of the Alter Bridge tour. And we kind of knew that everything we had thought about ourselves actually was real. And so it was, we had played shows and we had great events, but it's a different thing when you're playing in front of, 7,000 people.
This is the
packed
big leagues.
Wall to wall, the big leagues.
Yeah.
And there's no time for figuring it out. You either come ready to kill or you don't. And what was the coolest thing was that with all of these tours, it was three great bands. It was never they're the opener, they're the headliner. It was three great bands. Obviously some bands bigger than others, but what I'm saying is that we were always treated as fellow, just another great band that happened to be on each bill. And everyone was so good to us. And we got back and, we're climbing the charts again. And we're planning our headline tour right now, which will get announced hopefully in a couple of weeks. And then we're going to go to Europe, and that's going to get announced literally in about a week or so. And life is rolling, man. And oh, by the way, we're halfway through writing our new album for 24. So hell yes. I don't know if I can curse on this show.
Oh yeah.
But we are kicking some fucking ass, and we don't intend to stop for shit. So that's where we are right now. So yes, this is a great fucking year. My guys and I are extremely happy right now. We're a fucking unit, and there's no fucking stopping us now. We see a path to where we want to go, and we're gonna get there.
So I have a very important question. So there was no hazing involved on that tour?
Yeah, man. I honestly can tell you, there was a lot of fucking around, but honestly, everybody was so cool and just laid back and chill. No, there really wasn't any hazing. No, I mean, like I imagine on some other tours we probably will experience that, but these guys on both of these tours that we just went on were so cool and chill. Everybody kind of did their thing when we weren't playing. Nah, we're more like brothers and buddies.
Man, I was hoping for some prank stories.
I know. You'll have to come back to me after our headlining tour and after we go to Europe, because I imagine that'll be a little bit different.
I just kind of wanted to touch a little bit. I haven't met Mammoth or anybody from Alter Bridge or anything, but I have done an interview with Rich Ward, actually twice. One of the best human beings on the planet. Yeah. And just so chill, so just, hey, come on in, come into the bus, sit down. You guys want anything? I mean, it was just like, dude, you're Rich Ward, you know that, right? And just so cool.
So the same way on tour.
When we were doing one of the interviews with him, we were up in Kansas City, and Jericho comes out of the back, and he just starts talking about some album that just got released, and he's like, "Hey, have you heard this?" And he kind of looks around, and he's like, "Are you doing an interview?" We're like, "Yeah." He goes, "Mind if I join?" We're like, "What the fuck?" So it was so chill, and even Chris Jericho was just more down to earth than you would actually believe him to be
Just
down
a cool
to earth.
dude. Just a cool dude.
Yeah.
Just an amazing entertainer and a cool dude.
Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out, that what you're saying is 100% true.
Yeah. Yeah. We made some very good friends, and I contractually can't say much, but we hope to see them hope to see one of those bands again very soon.
Oh, good stuff.
We have news, but I'm not telling you yet. That's the
Yes. Sometime in the next few weeks, maybe on the internet, maybe there'll be some news, maybe there won't.
Huh. That's nice. I always, we actually love that when a band, I wish they would break some news with us exclusively, but just knowing that very soon something is in the works.
Very.
That's awesome.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome.
That's about as far as I can or can't go.
I hear you.
Adam, you guys also played a show called Taste of Madison in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, so we just got back from 2 shows. We just played Taste of Madison, Wisconsin, and we just played the Save a Life benefit. I forget the exact name, but it was a Save a Life benefit out in Springfield, Missouri for Q102.1. And Taste of Madison, we just got back from there literally a day ago, and God, I don't know if you've ever been to Madison, Wisconsin, but such a cool city. University of Wisconsin is a beautiful town, and it's got the Capitol right in the heart of downtown. Well, they do this big festival every year, and the big Midwestern radio station, WJJO, and their program director, Ski, they put on this incredible stage for this big festival. There's, 10, 20, 30, 40,000 people. And we're right, literally looking at the Capitol, 1,000 feet away and playing in front of it. And there's just packed with people, just having a good old time. And it's just all rock. We played with Nonpoint and Otherwise, and Taproot and a couple other bands. And it was just, festivals are so cool because we're just hanging out with everybody backstage. Everybody's just, it's a big brotherhood being in the rock world. And we made such good friends. We saw people we've seen before, and we threw down in Madison, and it was a beautiful Saturday in the fall. And then the week before, we went to Springfield, Massachusetts, and we love doing benefits because we can do what we do to help other people. And this one was for suicide prevention. And, if we can help make a few bucks for an organization so that somebody gets saved, well, shit, man. I mean, what could be more rewarding, honestly? So the last 2 weeks were dope as hell. And then we're going to Vegas in just a few weeks to play an event called G2. It's a big radio conference where they bring all the big head honchos from all the rock stations. And we're playing with a band called Sleep Theory and Oxymorons when we go out there.
Yeah. My wife had just seen that. She's like, I so want to go to that Vegas show with Sleep Theory. Dope. She's like, we just got, we're fixing to go on vacation, and we've already got the plane tickets and just booked the hotel room right before we got on. She goes, I can fucking cancel. Let's go to Vegas.
Where are you going?
New Orleans.
Oh, hell yeah. I love New Orleans. I lived in New Orleans for 3 years. That
really?
You can't go wrong, man. Go.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect, but
you never been?
She's really excited though.
You're going to have the best time. It's such a cool spot. Unlike anything you've ever been to. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just all I can say is indulge.
Right.
Yeah. Get some food down there too.
Food's amazing, drinks amazing, music's amazing. Just go with a great party mindset, and you'll have a blast.
Cool. Well, the only thing, we're like trying to pick a hotel around the French Quarter and everything, and I'm like, I mean, even if it's kind of on the edge, surely we could walk. I mean, surely there's some way back and forth, but she's just racking her brain over this hotel thing going, I've got to get the perfect spot. But it's just like, I'm sure it's just going to be chill. It doesn't matter where you go. I mean,
yeah, as long as you're near the French Quarter, you'll be fine. There's a trolley that goes down from the French Quarter all the way down St. Charles. You can stay anywhere along the trolley line, and you'll have no problem. If you
Nice.
stay right in the French Quarter, great. It's more expensive, whatever. You
It
can't go
looked
wrong.
like it. It looked
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, real excited about that. That's coming up. But
Sweet.
probably won't be playing any music or anything like you guys.
Music everywhere. It's all over down there. Hey, when you're on this big tour, do you guys have any like pre-show rituals you go through?
I get that. I get that a lot. We haven't we have not created a pre-show ritual yet. We
Mhm.
each kind of we each have our own, if that makes any sense. Like there's certain
it
things that
absolutely does.
my singer does, John Suk, he does some certain things. There's certain things that my bassist does. There's certain thing that my absolute ridiculous guitarist shredder, 22-year-old phenom does. And then I have my own rituals prior to, and it has a lot for me. It has a lot to do with stretching because I look at drumming as an athletic event,
Mhm.
and you see a lot of movies and stuff where they're singing songs and hugging and shit like that. I'm sure there are a lot of bands that do that. We just haven't created ours yet. I think it'll find its way in there.
I feel like without you even creating yours, you guys already have yours. They're just separate.
They are, and because I do the same thing every single show. I'll listen to the exact same music. I take time to myself, and it's funny if you ever watch me, if you ever come to a Pistols at Dawn show and you see me playing the drums, I'll literally have 3 or 4 second meditations in between certain songs, so I can just get my heart rate down and get my breathing down, and actually take a second for myself before I destroy the next song, and that's one of the rituals actually while I play, and which is so important to me. And so, there's a secret for you. No one ever knew.
That's awesome though, because I was like, now I want to go just to see if I can catch it and be like, there it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing. We finished the Fozzy tour, and we got one of our fans, supporters from Destin, Florida, comment, and she's like, can your drummer ever smile? She's like, he just looks like he's so mean, and damn, I mean, like, I won't lie. When I get on the fucking kit on stage, I'm there to fucking kill someone. I'm there to fuck you up. I want people to feel, viscerally exactly what I'm feeling, and so I'm extremely animated while I play, and I'm not sitting there like, my shredder, his animation, his animation, I don't know if you ever seen any of our live shit, but this motherfucker can't stop smiling. I mean,
see, that's exactly,
dude. He plays like Van Halen Jr. and he's just sitting there, just with a giddy fucking smile. We literally will rip his fucking head off when we do photo shoots because the photographer can't get him to stop smiling. Finally, we just don't give a shit. Like let the motherfucker smile. So you got these 3 guys who are all serious and shit, and then Will's just like, he can't stop. And if you look at any of our pictures, I mean, he's always smiling. Why? Because he's the happiest motherfucker on earth. He's a 22-year-old touring the world, being a fucking top shelf shredder. He's starting to get endorsements, and he's a fucking happy dude. When I get on stage, I'm ready to kill your fucking brother. I'm ready to fuck you up, and so I have to find moments on stage where I can chill just for a second, be calm before the next fucking song, because I go so heavy while I play, to give people exactly what they came to see. I mean, there's so many drummers out there who just get up there and play. And listen, they're probably more technically advanced than I am. I'm a play-by-feel drummer, but not many people. I mean, there's a handful of people who play as hard and as intense as I do, live and controlled. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of my trademark. And so, got to find those moments. And especially before I go on, I'm not looking to get too juiced. I want to be fucking cool when I go on stage.
Right.
There's a lot of breathing that goes into playing live. So you got to stay calm.
We talked about this earlier, but we were having those sound issues. I think we definitely need to play a short little clip of Fly.
Yeah, man.
It'll be about 30 seconds.
You gonna play radio edit? Or you gonna play the original?
I believe he's got radio edit.
Hopefully that came across decent.
Like, I could hear it, so I'll say that. Sometimes our videos have issues with sound and buffering through the system.
Yep. We understand.
And of course, we don't want to play too much. Anything more than 30 seconds, we get copyright strikes and all kinds of craziness. And Argentina wants to come after us. I don't know what's going on in Argentina, but they think they own all the music. So.
Yep.
Now, Adam, that single, the radio edit, was that just released August 4th?
So the one you play was the original, and so we released the original when we released the original album back in last August, a year ago. Okay, and so what happened was that we released it with the album, but we didn't go to radio or anything with it. It was just released as a normal track on the album. And if you listen to the song, the original song has tons of screaming in it, and it's a very passionate, intense song, which is what we wanted it to be. But about a month ago, before we started we knew we wanted to go to radio with Fly. Everybody loved it. Our producers loved it. Management loved it. Booking people loved it. Everybody loved it. We felt like we had a really strong track with Fly. We could do well at radio. Well, our radio team, as much as they loved it, they were like, listen, half the stations aren't going to play the screaming stuff all day. You know, they're just not going to do it, especially the little more conservative stations. And they were like, listen, we want a radio edit. Well, we had actually replaced our frontman. Our frontman now, his name is Jonathan Sukdu Singh. And when she came to us, and we pulled him from Miami, Florida, and from a very cool progressive metal band. And we had actually had him getting ready while we were on tour with Fozzy. And so he was getting ready because we knew he would be joining the band right after the Fozzy tour. And she came to us and she was like, listen, I need a radio edit. I went to my guys. I was like, hey, they want a radio edit. Do you want to, put your spin on this shit? He's like, dude, we'll have it done in 3 days. I was like, bullshit, but okay. So literally my guys went down to Miami. We had our tracks from working with Sylvia Massey, and we just redid the vocal tracks, the guitar tracks, and the bass tracks, and came up with our radio edit. And that's what you hear when you actually play the other version. And he fucking destroyed it. And in 3 weeks, we're just about at top 40 Billboard and Media Base. We're already at 36 on SMR, so on secondary. So, and with no end in sight. So can sing, and we just play those shows with him, and the motherfucker is a badass. He's a badass, and he's 28. He's fucking, I have a woman, but he's a fucking good looking guy. He's 28 years old, he's 28 years old, and it's just very nice for the ladies to enjoy him too. And he's an incredible addition, and that ultimately is who you hear on the radio edit, and who you will hear on the new album as well.
That is cool. So, do you have you ever had one of those "this cannot be happening" moments? And what was it?
Oh, this cannot be happening in a good way or bad way?
Either way, man.
Man. So when we were in Kansas City, we played this, I forget the name of the theater, but it's one of the most iconic theaters in the United States, right in the downtown of Kansas City. And honestly, one of the best venues I've ever played in my existence.
I think it's the Midland.
Is that the Midland? Yeah, dude.
So.
The Midland in Kansas City is a beautiful, amazing structure to play. I don't even know. And just being downtown Kansas City on a Saturday night, big rock show, all the people hanging outside, the restaurants, it's just a beautiful fucking kick-ass place. We played there. We slayed it. It was an amazing moment. And then LeJean Witherspoon happened to be there with his family. And he comes up to us after the show, grabs my shredder Will, starts hugging him and telling him how fucking awesome we are. And he introduces his daughter and his wife, and invites Will and the band out to his farm when next time we're in Kansas City. And that was a fucking moment.
Wow.
That was one of those just thank you for letting me play music fucking moments. Because we grew up in Atlanta, loving Seven Dust. And
Yeah.
we actually got to see them when we were little, you know, in their little practice space and shit. So it was cool. And that was a moment. And then when we were in Seattle, Washington, we played the Paramount Theater. And I don't know if you know the history of the Paramount, but it's fucking beautiful. It's 8,000 people, packed wall to wall. One of the most gorgeous structures in the United States, just like the Midland, but even more beautiful in a sense. And the Midland's not seated, which I prefer. The Paramount was seated, but here's the thing: I played the same fucking stage as Alice in Chains and Pearl Jam when they first came up.
Yeah.
And that's the one from the Pearl Jam. What is it? Even Flow video where they're doing the show video. I played that exact same stage, and that was a fucking dope ass moment where I was just like, "Holy shit!"
Really cool. I love hearing those types of stories, man, because you never really know what you're going to get, man, because you've had so much going on so fast.
Yes,
it's insane.
Yes,
I didn't know where you would go with that one.
Yes. So listen, apparently they've got me set up for another 9 o'clock something or other.
Okay.
I hate that I'm gonna have to head off, but I just wanted to thank you guys so much for having me today and having the band, and I think y'all been posting or sharing our stuff a bunch, and
Yeah.
and I just want to thank you on behalf of the band. You know that I do a lot of the commenting when that happens, and I do a lot of the responses and likes and all that stuff. And I just want to tell you how much that means to us when you share our stuff or when you comment on our stuff, because we actually see it. And when they told me I was doing the interview with you, I was like, "Fuck yes, man!" I mean, like these guys give a shit. You know, these guys are seriously into music. You know, not just some publication out in the middle of nowhere.
Wow, you don't know how much that means to us.
So
I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, I'm grateful. And listen, anytime you want us, I'll bring the rest of the band next time. We'll all come on here. If you ever see us in person, you want to do an interview, you want to meet backstage, come on.
Wow.
It's an open invitation permanently. All right.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Adam.
Hey, grateful to you guys, and y'all just have a wonderful night. And next time when we're in your cities, come on out, come see what it's like, because the response we've been getting is very simple. We're better than what we put on our albums. We're better live than what we put on our albums, and that's because we really throw everything we have into it, and we really, you know, it means the world to us to play and be able to play and be talented enough to entertain people. So come on out and see us. And if your listeners ever want to follow us, we're on Pistols at Dawn Band on Facebook, Pistols at Dawn official on Instagram, and pistolsatdawnband.com.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks again, Adam. You've been awesome, been wonderful, and I appreciate all the kind things you said about us. So
absolutely,
thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Talk to you guys soon.
Oh yeah, bye-bye. Man. See you later.
See you, buddy.
Cool. Really cool.
The rare times that I talk.
That was Adam. Was it Dawn? And the downside was that show that he was talking about in Kansas City. Like, I was totally gonna try to get to it, but it was on like a Thursday night or something, and I was like, "There's no way I can make it." Now I have to watch for him to come back so I can be like, "Hey, I'm coming."
That's awesome. That was fun, guys.
It was so much fun. I told everybody last week when we were on that I was gonna start trying to find extra songs and little video clips for us, and I got a couple for us tonight. One of them is a former guest, and I think we should hit up some Color of Chaos with their new song that was just put out. And I believe Ashton has got that bad boy almost ready to go. He's like, "No, I don't."
I was ready for the other one.
As soon as you say that, my Facebook is refusing to open anything.
Well, maybe we won't play it.
No. I'm getting it.
Get it. Get it. I love when we have these technical problems, because then we just get quiet and we stare at each other like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even get to show off the shirt that Christy got. It's Pistols at Dawn.
Look at you.
Yeah, he might have noticed, but I didn't get to see him, so I'm kind of a poser.
I got it pulled up.
Right on.
What
So
the
he
fuck?
says.
What the?
It's like, well, what in the world is that? All right, well, here's
Yep, that's
this.
the Pasty Jenny one. Let's just do some
What's
Pasty
up?
Jenny first,
Okay.
since
Okay.
it's there.
I don't feel
Okay,
as bad
guys,
cutting the
that's
song off
Pasty
when the
Jenny.
guy is
Those
here.
guys are from Nebraska, and they took a lot of years break, and just recently they started teasing with music, like they're gonna do shows, and then that video popped up, and I said, well, I guess that means they're back to an extent. So I'll keep my ear to the ground and see what's up with those guys.
Really cool guys.
I missed them too. It's been a long time. So,
what was the other ones I'm supposed to be looking for?
oh my dear Lord.
I wasn't ready for more shit.
Everybody, Ashton has not been feeling well, so us springing extra things on him is probably not the best, and he's been having a bad day. Color of Chaos, Edge of Night was the song that we were looking for.
Okay. Give me a second to find a good spot.
And while he's doing that, you guys, I've been humbled tonight by the kind words that were expressed to us.
Me too. Me
it means the
too.
world.
You got the chills, and I my stomach just started like butterflies. It was so weird. I was just like, wow.
And while he's still working, I would like to say, Heaven's Edge new CD, that it's out there available. If you go to their Facebook page, message them directly, and they will get you linked up with.
Are they all signed like that?
There is a limited number of signed copies, I believe.
Nice.
And I wasn't playing around, but when I sent my first message, and I got a response like very quickly with no big deal, and they're like, "How would you like to pay?" Whatever. So I was like, PayPal or Venmo, whatever it was that we decided. Well, I was actually responding back and forth with Jared, and he's like, "Hey, the guys appreciate you, John," and I was like, "Man, why don't you just start with it's you?" This conversation would have been so much more fun.
Well, I've got it whenever y'all are ready.
Ready.
Well, let's hear a little bit of Color of Chaos, their new song.
I did it.
I just
I did it.
I wish they were out touring and we had more chances to catch them. I know that they're down in Arizona and probably staying in the warm weather.
I'm tired of warm.
Just want to throw this out there. We are having a show again next Wednesday. It's going to be a Light Divided. Really cool band, and Cold Wards. It's hard to say. Cold Wards.
I feel like I know those guys.
You probably do.
Have we had them on already?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Look at the archives.
Really great band. But
I definitely know who they are. I know that.
Yep.
I think I've met them.
That's awesome.
At that little local venue. So nice. Yeah, very cool. Also, I wanted one more time for Frankie. I apologize. They had a show cancel, and he asked if I could get him into my venue here, but the date was already booked and like a full show booked, so it wasn't like we could squeeze him in. Definitely, we'll get you through here. Just everybody stay in touch with everybody and keep rocking out there.
Heck yeah. We will see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us.
Hopefully I'm not sick.
We bang your ugly friends too.